Ryan, as we just heard from Putin a few moments ago, as we expected, he blames outside forces for Russia's internal problems.
Yeah, I mean, speaking of the ruble, it's kind of interesting that it strengthened almost despite the Russian president's comments. Really important going into this press conference to keep in mind that this was the first time that Vladimir Putin really weighed in on his country's currency crisis since it went into hyperdrive this week. So it was really important to hear what he would say. And to that end, he really said absolutely nothing that was supportive of the ruble. In fact, he almost sort of ignored making comments that would have supported the ruble. He said it was important for the budget to pay people that need to get paid, but nothing that would drive up the ruble on its own. Have a listen.
There is no doubt we're going to discharge all our social undertakings based on the reserves we already have, which have grown over the past year. The central bank reserves $419 billion US. The central bank is not going to waste those reserves.
He, in fact, sort of criticized the central bank of Russia for not stopping spending its reserves earlier. And he also said there's been a little bit of talk over the last couple of days that the government should compel the big exporters, the companies that are selling nickel and oil and gas, when they repatriate the dollars that they sell it for, that they should have to turn that in, to convert that into rubles real quickly to support the ruble. And he played that down as well, saying that he wasn't a very big fan of it. It was pretty clear that Vladimir Putin is actually pretty much fine with where the ruble is right now, I think. And part of the reason for that is because, obviously, and he said this before, a weak ruble actually helps Russia meet its budgetary requirements.
And Ryan, there were some comments made as well by him about this first Russian billionaire to be arrested since Mikhail Khodorkovsky. That raised some eyebrows. Tell us more about this.
Yeah, so his name is Vladimir Yevtushenko. It's a really interesting story. He was owner of a big oil company in Russia, and he was arrested a few months back for on charges of money laundering, and then he was put under house arrest. And a lot of people thought this as pretty much a raid on his own his possessions by people close to the Russian president. Well, yesterday he was unexpectedly released, and the timing of that, just before the president's press conference, was lost on no one. And today, the Russian president, when he was asked about it, even said that he was going to invite him to a meeting and that he hadn't been proven guilty of any money laundering. Well, the shares in Mr. Yevtushenko's holding company went up 100% at one point, though you have to say he did lose his oil company. He's got a lot of other assets, but he was a double-digit billionaire at the beginning of the year, and he's got around $1 billion now. So it hasn't been completely bloodless for Vladimir Yevtushenko.
Okay, all right, Ryan, thank you so much. I know he touched upon a lot of topics, including at one point his love life during this press conference. Ryan, thank you so much. Ryan Chilcote of Bloomberg.